Hello, grade 5. Welcome back to your social studies for week number 2. This is video 2 of week number 2. Alright, so yesterday we began discussing and learning a little bit about the American Revolution in British North America and how that impacted Canada and the population of Canada and the growth of Canada. So today we're going to complete our Loyalists highlights. So we're on page 74 of our booklets. You have your highlighters ready. Here we go. One result of the Loyalist migration was the establishment of 2 new provinces. So one result of the Loyalist migration was the establishment of 2 new provinces. The first was New Brunswick. No less than 10,000 Loyalists came to the St. John Valley. The Loyalists felt that they were being neglected by the governor of Nova Scotia because the capital city of Halifax was too far away. An appeal to the British government resulted in the division of Nova Scotia into 2 colonies, Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. So those are the 2 new provinces. Cape Breton was also separated from Nova Scotia at this time as well. A second province was established as the result of the Loyalist migration into Upper Canada. The Loyalists who settled along the St. Lawrence, objected to the terms of the Quebec Act. So the Loyalists who settled along the St. Lawrence objected to the terms of the Quebec Act. They did not like the seigneurial system of landholding or French civil law, and they wanted an elected assembly such as they had been accustomed to in the 13 colonies. So they didn't like the government systems that were in place in Quebec, and they wanted their own elected assembly and their own government to govern them, as they did not really like the way that Quebec was doing things. To meet their wishes, the province of Quebec, this is where you're highlighting, was divided into 2, Upper and Lower Canada. Okay, with the Ottawa River as a boundary. Each province was given an elected assembly. So Upper and Lower Canada was given elected assembly. Upper Canada was to have an English system of laws and English methods of holding land called the freehold system. Highlight that, please. Land was to be set aside for the Protestant clergy. In Lower Canada, the Canada Act brought little change except for the establishment of an assembly, which was the beginning of parliamentary government in Quebec. So, basically, along the Ottawa River, they said north of the river is going to be Upper Canada, south of the river, Lower Canada. Okay, so the river split the land into 2 provinces. We had Quebec and that was in Quebec, and we had Upper Canada and Lower Canada. They each had their own government system. So the Upper Canada was the English ways of doing things, and the Lower Canada was the more French way of doing things. But they did get their own parliamentary government in Quebec. So, pause there if you need to. I'm going to start to scroll. The Loyalist Influence. I'm going to just change the magnification here. so we can have all of that. All right, here we go. So, for highlighting in this section, I do not want you to worry about highlighting lines specifically because this is all quite important. So just highlight the dots. Okay, highlight all the bullet points. All right, well, we will read through this together. The Loyalist Influence. So these are reasons of great significance to Canada. For many reasons, the coming of the Loyalists was an event of great significance in the history of British North America. So we're going to learn about the reasons why it was so important. New settlements sprung quickly into existence, including settlements on lands that had previously only been inhabited by the First Nations. 2 new provinces were created. We learned that Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Upper Canada, Lower Canada, all of this was as a result of the Loyalist influence. There were 4 elected assemblies, where before there had only been 1. So all of these new provinces all got their own governments, their own elected assemblies. The Loyalists brought with them qualities and ideas which were taught by hard experiences. They had a strong loyalty to the British flag and at the same time a determination to enjoy the liberties, which means freedoms, and rights of self-government to which they had been accustomed. So, they brought a lot of good experience and a lot of knowledge and strengths into Canada. And they were able to enjoy the freedoms that Canada brought them. Canada has been a haven for many political refugees, of which the United Empire Loyalists were the first. The variety of people among them is one of the things that interests us the most. 28% were originally from Germany, 23% from Scotland, 18% from England, 12% from Ireland, 8% from Holland, 5% from France, 4% from Wales, 1% from Switzerland, and less than 1% from Denmark and Sweden. Most of them were humble and obscure people. Many were from well-educated and prominent families. Among them were soldiers and army officers who brought a sense of discipline and organization. Others were men and women of force and experience whose influence would be seen everywhere in the life of their pioneer communities. Many of their descendants have shown the same high qualities of leadership, and it is not any wonder that the Loyalist tradition has left an indelible impression in Canada. So, basically what that is saying is everyone who came to Canada, they were from all different walks of life, and they all brought their own unique skills and abilities and qualities that would then make Canada such a great nation. And the last bullet, their ties with Britain and their aversion to the United States provided the strength to keep Canada independent and distinct in North America. So, this is very important, this one. Their ties with Britain allowed Canada to remain independent of the United States. So Canada had the risk, or had that chance, to be a part of the United States during this time. But because they were so strongly influenced by Britain, and they wanted to keep ties with Britain, they did not join the United States and be a part of America within North America. So, very important stuff. That is all the highlighting notes we're going to do today. But next, you have a little assignment to do. On the next page, you're going to complete what would you do. Okay, I'm going to scroll from this just to show you. I have it here. what would you do? So you are going to complete this page in your workbooks. First, you're going to answer these the questions at the top. So, this one right here. Just got to get my highlighter here. First, you're going to answer this. First, you'll do that. If you were living in the time of the American Revolution, what would you have done? Would you side with the 13 colonies to be part of the United States? Or would you have become a United Empire loyalist and stayed true to the British flag and the British crown and basically become a part of Canada? So, would you choose this or this? And now you can answer that right beneath the questions here where I've done a little messy star there. Okay, you can answer that right there. So it shouldn't be too long of an answer, just answer what you would do. Next, you will complete the next two sections. 5 reasons to become a United Empire loyalist, and you are going to write a paragraph, not bullet form. 1 paragraph, 5 sentences with the 5 reasons to become a United Empire loyalist. Okay? And then I'm going to scroll here. The highlights will go. And then you're going to do the same thing. Give 5 reasons not to become a United Empire loyalist. So, another paragraph saying why you should not become a United Empire loyalist. So, the first one, you will, this is to become. The first one, you want to become an Empire loyalist. 5 reasons why. And the second one, not to become. Okay, 5 reasons not to become a United Empire loyalist. So you have a paragraph for the first and a paragraph for the second. 5 sentences each, 5 reasons. All right, so that is your homework for today. Expect another video. This is video 2. We'll have a 3rd video for you tomorrow. And it'll be just like last week's video. It'll have a few review questions that you'll have to do. And you'll do them on Edmodo, just like last week. But in that video, I will have a slideshow prepared just like the last one with the questions provided. Okay? So make sure you watch the videos. Pause when you need to get the highlights. Pause when you need to hear something I say again. You can watch these videos more than once to help you to fully understand the concepts. All right? All right, I'm going to end the video there today. Tune in tomorrow for your next one.